Hello guys, welcome to the sixth session on time, speed and distance. Today we have got another set of two good questions on this particular topic. Let us start attempting the question one by one. The first one is, Pathik and Rahi started from places Andheri and Bhavnagar towards Bhavnagar and Andheri respectively at 8:20 am. The speeds of Pathik and Rahi are in the ratio of 4:5. They meet at Chandni Chowk somewhere between Andheri and Bhavnagar, spent some time together, enjoyed coffee and burger, and then both started towards their destination at 9:27 am. If Pathik reaches Bhavnagar at 10:32 am, how much time did they spend together? 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, or cannot be determined. Let's draw the figure. Andheri and Bhavnagar. Let us represent the 2 points as A and B. Pathik starts from Andheri and he goes towards Bhavnagar, and Rahi, he starts from Bhavnagar and goes towards Andheri, and both of them start at the same time, which is 8:20 am given in the question. The speeds of Pathik and Rahi are in the ratio 4:5. Speeds are in the ratio 4:5. They meet at Chandni Chowk somewhere between Andheri and Bhavnagar. So consider this point to be Chandni Chowk, represented by C. Spent some time together, enjoyed coffee and burger, and then both started towards their destination at 9:27 am. So they started at 8:20 am. At certain time they might have reached. They might have reached at a certain time. And then from this time till 9:27 they enjoyed their coffee. Or you can say exactly at 9:27 they started for the respective destinations. Okay. If you clearly see this question, there's one information which you can take it out from the times given. Which are those timings? The timings are 9:27 am and 10:32 am. So Pathik, after their break, Pathik starts from C and moves towards B. Okay, so Pathik covers a distance CB. Okay, and what is the time taken for him? The time taken for him is, what is the gap between 9:27 and 10:32? You can calculate like this: 9:27 plus 5 will reach you 9:32, and from 9:32 to 10:32 you will have 1 hour. Okay, so 5 minutes and 1 hour, so you can say 65 minutes of difference. Pathik takes 65 minutes to travel this distance from Chandni Chowk to Bhavnagar. If you see, this is the distance which has been covered. This distance CB or BC, the same distance has been covered by Rahi also when he starts at 8:20 am. Okay, the same distance. Now you will realize is distance is constant. Distance is constant. And what is the distance we are talking about? This CB or BC, both are same. And you know that speed into time is equal to distance. If distance is constant, speed is inversely proportional to time. So more than the formula, I would like to utilize the relationship between speed and time. So you can say that speed ratio is inversely proportional to time ratio. So if speed of Pathik is 4 units, speed of Rahi is 5 units. Now for T2, time T2 is the time taken by Rahi to cover the distance B to C, which we don't know what is the time. And what we know T1 as is the time which Pathik takes to cover the distance CV, and that time we have calculated it to be 65 minutes from these two times. So you can see X will be equal to 52 minutes, which means Rahi, when he starts at 8:20 am, he takes 52 minutes to reach this point Chandni Chowk C. This time would be the same time that Pathik would have taken to cover the distance from Andheri to Chandni Chowk. So 8:20 am, if you add 52 minutes to it, you will get 872 minutes. 72 minutes you can actually put it to 1 hour and 12 minutes. So the final time is 9 hour 12 am. 9:12 am. So they start at 8:20 am and they reach at 9:12 am. Now from this time 9:12 am till 9:17 am they enjoy their break, and this is what is being asked in the question, how much time. So what is the time? What is the time gap between 9:12 and 9:27? 9:27 is the time. The time gap is 27 minus 12, which is 15 minutes. So 15 minutes is the time that they spend together at Chandni Chowk, after which they start towards their respective destinations. Hope you understood the point. What we have done is we took the time, we found out the time that Pathik takes to cover the distance from Chandni Chowk to Bhavnagar, and this time we got as 65 minutes, and we know that the speed ratio is given. We can easily find out the time because one of the time we calculated to be 65, the other timing will be 52 minutes. So Rai takes 52 minutes to cover the distance from Bhavnagar to Chandni Chowk. So he definitely might have met others at 9:12 am, and since they started at 9:27, there is a gap of 15 minutes, so they spent together 15 minutes of time. Let's take the next question. Arjun and Sri Krishna go by chariot from Mathura to Kurukshetra, which is on the way to Hastinapur. Abhimanyu goes from Hastinapur to Kurukshetra. The distance between Mathura to Hastinapur is 700 km and the distance between Hastinapur and Kurukshetra is 300. Speed of Arjun and Sri Krishna's chariot is 25 km per hour and speed of Abhimanyu is 10 km per hour. All the three persons start their journey at 10 am. After travelling some miles, Sri Krishna sees Duryodhan going by riding on his horse at 20 km per hour to Kurukshetra. Arjun and Sri Krishna go ahead, meet Abhimanyu and pick him up. Then they return immediately to Kurukshetra, and thus all the four reach at the same time. What is the total distance travelled by Arjun? What is the total time taken to reach Kurukshetra? Quite a long question. Let us try to draw the figure first. Mathura to Kurukshetra. Mathura to Kurukshetra, and which is on the way to Hastinapur. So somewhere over here you have Hastinapur. Arjun and Sri Krishna, they start from here, from Mathura to Kurukshetra, and then Abhimanyu goes from Hastinapur to Kurukshetra. So Abhimanyu travels this particular distance. Abhimanyu. The distance between Mathura to Hastinapur is 700 kilometers. This total distance is 700 given. And then you have the distance between Hastinapur and Kurukshetra is 300. So this is 300, which means this is 400. Okay. Now Arjun's chariot speed is given and the speed of Abhimanyu is given. So this is 25 km per hour and this is 10 km per hour. So they move towards each other, and in between Sri Krishna sees Duryodhan at certain speed to Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra, towards Kurukshetra even Duryodhan is traveling. Arjuna and Sri Krishna go ahead and meet Abhimanyu. So since they started at the same time, Arjuna and Sri Krishna from here and Abhimanyu from here, they start towards each other and they meet at a certain point, and Arjuna and Sri Krishna, they pick Abhimanyu up, okay, and then they return Kurukshetra. That means they might have reached Kurukshetra and then they had to go beyond so that they could have picked Abhimanyu somewhere in between this place, and then they had to return Kurukshetra. So the question is, what is the total distance traveled by Arjun? Since the total distance is given as 700, right? And Arjun and Abhimanyu they both start towards each other. And what are their relative speeds? Relative speed will be 25 km plus 10, right? Both of them are moving towards each other. 25 plus 10. Or you can say 700 upon 35, you will get 20 hours. So they take 20 hours and they meet somewhere over here. Okay, and say this is the point where Arjun and Sri Krishna's chariot meet Abhimanyu and they take back Abhimanyu till Kurukshetra. Now we have to find out how much is the distance traveled by Arjuna. Since we already know this is 400 kilometers, we have to find out what is this distance. And this distance we can easily get because we already know the time taken to meet is 20 hours. That means Arjuna and Sri Krishna's chariot, which is traveling at a speed of 25 km per hour, in 20 hours, how much distance is covered? 500 km. Which means that 400 km is this distance mk plus this k till L. This k Kurukshetra to this meeting point L. So you can say that mk is 400, kl must be 100. That means Arjuna meet Abhimanyu at point L and they take Abhimanyu and come back to point K, which is Kurukshetra. So what is the total distance? The total distance is ml plus lk. This is the total distance. And what is the value? Simple. ml is 500. Okay, we already found out it is 500 plus lk. lk is nothing but 100. So total 600 km is traveled by Arjuna. What is the total time taken to reach Kurukshetra? Now, Arjuna and Sri Krishna had crossed Kurukshetra once, but then they had to pick up Abhimanyu and come back to Kurukshetra. So what is the total time taken? The total time for Arjuna to reach this point L, the place where they meet Abhimanyu, they take 20 hours, right? We already found out 20 hours. Plus they will take some time to cover this distance back from the meeting point till Kurukshetra. To cover this distance, we know that the distance is 100. The distance is 100. And if you divide by the speed, because they are traveling on a chariot which is at a speed of 25 km, you know that distance divided by time taken will be the time, and this will give you 24 hours. Hope you understood that it will take 24 hours to reach Kurukshetra. The question although seems very long, but the answer is very much approachable and easy.